Welcome to Coco's Corner. I am the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, where we're the home of combat sports and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And I have failed this podcast. I said I was going to do an Impact review every week this year, but last week I skipped it. Just a little recap. They had an awesome tag team match, and everything I've ever said about TNA prior goes to that video. And I was kind of burnt out. I still am. I'm going to find a co-host who enjoys TNA more than I do. I get all these questions, is TNA going out of business online? I also get all these people, like, to me, TNA, there's two extremists. There's, they're going to go out of business, they suck, I hate them. And then there's, they're better than WWE, and I blindly follow them, and everything they do is great. And when you have two extremists, it just sucks to be, give an honest opinion on it. Because, like, if you go to a TNA superfan, you're like, well, listen, I thought this was good, but I thought this was horrible. And, like, their go-to is, well, you just like the other guy. And that gets annoying. And then you also have the other guys who are like, I hope they go out of business. Everything they do fucking sucks. And it just wears on you because it's been the same show for, like, the last year. There's one or two great things about the show. Then there's a lot of average. And then the horrible is so horrible that when someone says, oh, it's not that bad, you look at them like they're drunk. You're just like, really? That's not that bad? Really? I did get a comment here from Facebook, and I just thought I'd answer it. I've answered it 1,000,007 times, but I'll answer it one more time. Travis Moore from Facebook says, do you think that TNA is going out of business? And I'm just going to read my answer, because I think a lot has to do with the success of New York and the new TV deal. If both fail, then yes, I think they'll go out of business. If they can't get a television deal and New York bombs, I think that's it. I believe they are hurting, which is no, inside Forbes business type thing. It's just obvious. I know they're hurting, but Dixie has too much pride to say she was a failure. We'll keep it running even if it never makes profit. So if they get New York is somewhat successful and they get a television deal, I don't think they even need to make profit. I just think Dixie has too much of a, I don't want to say ego, but pride. She just has too much pride to do the right thing. And as far as staying in business, I think they'll stay in business as long as they have a television deal. I think it doesn't even matter profit at this point. I think profit left a long, long time ago. So yeah, but TNA has got to this point where New York has been built up in a lot of people's heads to do or die, and that's what I'm really looking forward to the most. I find it interesting because, it's going to be during a weekday. It's going to be in New York. New York has some of the most passionate fans who don't sugarcoat shit. New York is basically, it's WWE country and Ring of Honor country. And TNA, most part, is hated by mostly everyone. So going to New York is going to be very interesting because the last 2 weeks, if they deliver that show in New York, it's going to be very, very, very embarrassing. I hope that they're saving their A game for New York because I find that to be make or break time for a lot of things. And man, it's going to be interesting. It really is. They're going to be in the ballroom. The ballroom has rowdy, crazy fans, and also, it's in the middle of the week, so it's going to be interesting. New York has a population that they can sell almost anything. But with that said, I don't know, TNA has had a lot of hard times getting people into the building. So I think New York is going to be make or break, but it's almost now, for me as a TNA fan, this is kind of just filler till we get to New York. It's like, all right, let's see what they do. All right, well, we're getting past this. We're getting past this. Maybe they're getting their bad storylines out of the way. Maybe they're getting their bad matches out of the way. I don't know. This is way too positive of an outlook on it. But I want to see how the crowd reacts in New York, if they can even sell out the ballroom. Because if you can't sell out the ballroom, that's going to be embarrassing. Because this week, we're going to do pay-per-view profits, and the pay-per-view profit is going to be the ROH New Japan Super Show. They're going to see that. That's the best wrestling in the world in ring-wise. The fans are going to eat it up. They're going to love that style of wrestling. And then a couple weeks later, TNA comes in, and it's definitely going to be interesting. That's what I look forward to the most. I did miss last week's review. I'd say the tag team match was awesome, and everything else was TNA. And if you're a super TNA fan, you're like, well, that's great. And if you never give TNA a chance, you're like, well, they fucking always sucked. Let's break down this show. This show was Bizarro World TNA. And what I mean by that is usually this is what I say every fucking TNA review ever, and this is why it's starting to drive me absolutely insane. The athletes are awesome, the matches could go, and the storylines are horrible. The era was Bizarro World. I think the storylines in forever was better than the matches. I thought a lot of these matches were just straight up garbage, and I know a lot of people are really, really shitting on TNA right now as far as storylines go, but, you know, and it's weird because I don't, this is the problem I have with TNA. I used to compare it to WWE like everyone else. I don't even do that anymore. Like, I always catch myself, like, these are good storylines for TNA. And I remember a couple of years ago, I didn't have to do that. And I hope maybe they bounce back and I don't have to say for TNA. You know, like a lot of times we're like, wow, that was a great women's match for North America because I get to see Japanese wrestling. Oh, that's a great match for North America. Now I've almost did it also for storylines. Oh, that's a good storyline for TNA. And that in itself is kind of an insult. So let's break this down. I thought this was Bizarro TNA. The storylines were a little bit better for TNA, but the matches really took a step down. I thought this, for the longest time, Impact always got ties. And I always said, well, the wrestlers, the athletes do great, and the storylines suck. It's a tie. I'm going to give this one a loss, but a soft loss, and maybe it's, I'm tired of saying fucking tie. Please, in the comments, put if you thought this was a win, loss, or tie. And if it's a tie, I want to know why. You know, if it's a win, most likely you're going to say, it's better than WWE. Like, wow, gee, thanks for the fucking input there, champ. And if it's a loss, you're like, I hate fucking TNA. I didn't even watch this shit. So I'm really interested in the people that thought it was a tie. Like, how did you break it down? So please, in the comments below, put win, loss, or tie. I'm giving this a soft loss. But with that said, a lot of it has to do with I'm tired of fucking saying tie. I'm tired of giving charity ties out to TNA. Like, oh, fucking, it's a tie. They're trying. No, just fucking no. You can only have so many ties in a row, and then eventually it's a loss. All right, let's break this down. Willow defeated Magnus and Bram, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm fucking talking about. A handicap match where the former WWE star fucking beats two TNA guys. I don't fucking know what I think of Bram. I think Magnus. Magnus, for the longest time, I've said, is the most improved TNA wrestler ever. I believe that. Yeah, he's dropping down bad. I hope he doesn't follow in the footsteps of The Miz, because at one time Miz was the most improved wrestler in WWE, and then he just became horrible. And I hope Magnus ain't going that route. I just do not like this storyline. He went from, I'm a fucking most improved fucking heel, respect me, to, hey, my UK friend thinks I'm a punk-ass bitch, and I just lost a handicap match to fucking Willow. Garbage. Just fucking garbage. One thing I did look forward to is, it wasn't their best match, and there's two great women wrestling. Gail Kim defeated Velvet Sky, but the beautiful people, you know, even though they lost, they got the better end of the deal as they attacked Gail Kim. I love the beautiful people in Gail Kim. I think they're some of the best female wrestlers in the world. And I like to see where this feud is going. It just seems like this was filler. It's like, don't worry, we'll have a good match eventually. And that's how it felt to me. Gail Kim defeated Velvet Sky, and I look forward to this feud. I really do. Anyone that's been watching TNA for a long time, you know how much this is important to the Knockouts division. And the Knockouts division at one time used to be the best female wrestling in the world. I don't think it's at that point now, but it would be nice to see, you know, the beautiful people in Gail Kim bring back some glory to it. The But of course, you can always make one fucking phone call for Awesome Kong. That would be awesome. So yeah, I hope to get Gail Kim back. I hope to get a motive. I don't know. It's kind of like I want a lot of the. I'm the Great Gatsby. I say this all the time. I'm the Great Gatsby of TNA. I just want TNA to be what it used to be. But yeah, you can maybe get a motivated ODB. Not saying that she's unmotivated, just saying a motivated ODB would be nice. Gail Kim, get her back, trying. Beautiful people, bring back, Awesome Kong. Let's just rebuild that shit. Let's rebuild that shit. Man, TNA used to be good back in the day. Alright, 2 weeks ago when I did a review, I said, you know what, I'm not really sure about this circus freak shit. I'm like, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. It doesn't work on the indies often. The honeymoon is over. I know. There is no more confusion. I was a little wishy-washy. I'm like, I'm going to see where this goes. Maybe this will be good. You got some carnival. You got a hot-ass bitch. Man, that is one nice... Woo-hoo-hoo. She's bickety-bam, bickety-boom. Oh, man. Okay, focus, Dave. I know. I'm not even wishy-washy anymore. This fucking sucks. This is indie-rific at its finest. It is pure garbage. Poor Kazarian. He gets fired. Kaz gets fired or let go, released, whatever words you choose. He's not in TNA anymore. This wasn't live. And, man, it just it sucks when you lose a job and you did everything right. I just feel bad for Kaz, Kaz, AJ Styles. I feel bad for these guys. Christopher Daniels. I feel bad for them because they did everything right and they're still getting punished. And can you just imagine you left your job that you knew for so long. Kaz was there for a very long time and did a lot of stuff from good to bad and to ugly. And you're just sitting there, you're like, man, that sucks. I thought I did everything right, but I guess I didn't. Let me turn it on. And then you just see this. The referee gets his pants pulled down. It's just... This is bad on the indie level. You could have done this right, and you failed. Time to scrap it. It is just bad. It's bad. It's embarrassingly bad. And, if you could defend that match, I'm sorry. I can't comprehend what the fuck you like about wrestling. I can't comprehend why you like TNA. And it's one of those things, if this was on WWE, if this was on New Japan, if this was on Indies, this was Ring of Honor, it would be bad. It is just bad. Stop defending a company. Defend the idea that pro wrestling can be good. And this is not good. A moment of silence. Kaz, sometimes you're a bit of a prick, but besides that, you don't deserve this. A moment of silence for a great X Division wrestler that's gone. Oh, man. James Storm defeated Ken Anderson in the most... It wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. But it was just generic. It was good enough to be average. The finisher was a bit screwy. Alright, why, how, why, who, how? Alright, sure. James Storm, one of the last few TNA originals, defeated Mr. Ken Anderson. I guess I enjoyed it. I'm not... What can you do? I mean, it was generic. You're like, how was the match? Generic. Well, that's pretty goddamn good for this show. So, James Storm defeated Mr. Anderson via shenanigans. Beer bottle referee catches him, about to do a finisher. For some reason, I let him go, so he spits beer in my face. Finisher. Sadly, that's a regular thing in TNA. They did a little package, which I really like, of Sanada. I've said this about Sanada. I love Sanada, but when it comes to Japanese wrestling, he's 5th tier. And I think this match might have showed that. I'm rooting for Sanada. I'm rooting for more Japanese talent to be pushed hard. But when you go look at Japanese talent, and not Japanese, just Japanese like their skin color, Japanese, the wrestling thing, the wrestling company. When you look at Japanese companies, it's 5th tier. Sanada is 5th tier talent. This weekend in Ring of Honor, you'll see 1st tier talent in New Japan. And I think it showed this match. This was definitely the match of the night, but they're WWE in this. And what I mean by that is, well, we don't know what to do, so let's get this storyline, or let's just fucking do the same storyline over and over and over and over. It's funny because TNA hotshot stuff, like, you know, the MVP storyline, even though it's somewhat going good, it's at a real breakneck pace. And WWE is the opposite, where if it's not WrestleMania and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, they're just going to give you the same fucking pay-per-view over and over and over and over again, and maybe slightly change it here and there. To me, the MVP storyline is going too fast. That's what TNA does. They just, oh, let's do the storyline. Oh, look at that. Oh, my God, are you shocked? No, we're not shocked because it took 2 weeks. All right? Bump your brakes, or 2 months, whatever. Where WWE is, let's tell the same story over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So I think TNA has a problem with pacing and WWE has a problem with pacing, but if you put like TNA and WWE together, you would have a really good storyline. But this is WWE, like Sanada, DJ Zema, Uno. How many fucking times can we see this shit? All right. Where is it going? Where is Sanada? And fucking stop with the 3-ways and the 76 ways. Just one-on-one matches would be fine. You know, Hulk Hogan made it where all matches are 3-ways. Hulk Hogan's gone, and so is that rule. Sanada defeats DJ Zema and Uno in match of the night. But, you know, it's been match of the night for the last 76 weeks. I'm being a little sarcastic there, but that's one other thing I don't really like about TNA reviews. You literally have to be like, that was sarcasm. Get it? Alright. You know, my goal is I gotta find a host who's more positive about TNA. That is my goal. I'm gonna go shopping. I've already interviewed and tried 3 different hosts, and all of them say the same thing. I'd love to host a show with you, just not do it about TNA. Bully Ray confronted Dixie Carter at home, was attacked by EC3. This is all over the place. I'm going to be completely honest with you. For a Dixie Carter storyline, this isn't too bad. And Dixie Carter is an infomercial. You're going to need Dixie Carter. You want a promotion? Call 555-DIXIE! All you have to do is make her feel important all the time. Go to moneymarks.net and you can have your own promotion. So yeah, Dixie Carter is an infomercial, but for an infomercial, this might be infomercial of the year. It's definitely not good for a television show. It's definitely not good for a wrestling angle, but we can't count Dixie Carter storylines in that. For an infomercial, I mean, you have the guy who's like, oh, I can't pour orange juice, and pours it all over his shirt. I think this segment beats that. I think in the middle of the night, you get some crazy guy, question marks and dollar signs all over his suit, and looks like the Riddler, and says, you can take advantage of the government too! You know, I think it beats that. Well, I don't know, that's a pretty goddamn good infomercial. But you know what? No, he's a little old school. We're going to push him aside. The guy who, like, slices and dices and cleans your carpet. No. This might be infomercial of the year. TNA, you say we don't give you enough compliments. Dixie Carter just had infomercial of the year. Everyone, give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. Good job. Good job. I am so proud of you, Dixie. You deserve that infomercial of the year. I'm all over the place on this. I was expecting it to be worse. I really like Bully Ray. I just, Bully, come on. Open letter to Bully Ray. I know you like to bully and fucking fight podcasters. That's fucking ridiculous. You're ridiculous. But let's focus here. You are one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time. You have been to every major company and held every title. Granted, the Steiners might shit on your WCW run, but I won't. You are the only guy that's still on the roster who left WWE and has improved their career. You have an amazing academy with a lot of great wrestlers come out of it. Please go check out Team 3D School. They have some really great young talent coming out of there. Also, you're talented, Bully Ray. You're one of the best heels in the company. You're an improved wrestler. You are very funny and talented. With that said, can we please stop kissing ass in the back? Can we, Bully Ray literally I want to give you all the credit in the world. But you're the king of the infomercial. You're like, well, I'm dating Hulk Hogan's daughter. Well, I'm here with Aces and Eights. That's Eric Bischoff's idea. Oh, well, now I'm feuding with Dixie Carter. It's like, dude, you're too good to be Sheamus. You don't have to go in the back and kiss everyone's ass, Bully Ray. Just say, I'm talented. I deserve a decent feud. Say it with me, Bully Ray. I'm talented, and I deserve a decent feud. You don't have to be in infomercials anymore. The last year, 2 years of your life, you have been in an infomercial. And I'm sure it pays good. I'm sure you're probably one of the highest paid guys in the world. And I'm glad. You're goddamn good. Fucking start being manning up. Man up. You are way too good to be an infomercial wrestler. Be in a feud that it fucking matters. Yeah. Love Dave. I'm gonna fight you! Yeah, sure you are, Bully. So, yeah, if Dixie is the infomercial of the year, Bully Ray is the infomercial of the last century. You're just a great infomercial, so congratulations. With that said, for what it was, I really enjoyed it. I think, but like Dixie, even though she's a money mark, she's surrounding herself by really talented people, and she's Robin Hooding this up, where she's like, I know I'm not talented, but if I surround myself with talented people, maybe someone will notice me. Plus 10 if you get the Robin Hood reference. But yeah, so, you know, she's got Spud, who's pure fucking a bag of entertainment. I love Spud. She has Bully Ray, the most improved guy, and she's got EC3. The whole time, Bully Ray is in her house, really being, for a guy ransacking the house, he's really being gentle about it. He's like, you know what, I'm not going to destroy the place like it was a hotel and I'm a Rolling Stones guy from the 70s. I'm just going to put around nice pieces of table artwork. So, to me, that was a bit weird. But, you know, Spud's there, Spud's entertaining. Bully Ray is entertaining, but at the same time, you know, you can't be like, are you afraid of me? And, like, why? Bully Ray, you fucking powerbombed an old lady off the stage. You threatened to fight fans. Recently, you threatened to fight podcasters. Yet, your infomercial boss, you're just like, are you afraid of me? Look at me! Are you afraid? It's like, dude, come on, at least have a fake slap. Anyway, but yeah, I did enjoy EC3 coming to make the save. I don't know what they're going to do with knocked out Bully Ray. I was like, oh my god, are they going to Sopranos this? But, I guess the story continues on. It's a really bad story. It's a really bad story, great infomercial, and it's got talented people in this bad storyline. So it's kind of weird. It's like watching a really good movie a really bad movie with great actors. So, you know what? Dixie Carter, I don't know if you accept awards, but I would like to give you Infomercial of the Year. Alright, and this has been going on too long. Eric Young and MVP throughout the show has been brawling. And I gotta say something. Dear Pro Wrestling, worldwide, Dear Pro Wrestling, brawls that last too long devalue and take you out of the zone. If you want to hit someone with a shovel and run, cool. If you want to brawl it up and security comes out. But when you have this so-called really high-ranking official, I think that's his title, Operation of Wrestling Magic MVP, why ain't security breaking that up? Why is this going on forever? It puts you in there. You're like, oh my god, he's going to go fight him. What's going to happen? And then you give us like a 20-minute fucking, we're scuffling everywhere. We need shorter backstage brawls. Like, it was just freaking long. Because this is what I do. Oh, it's a backstage brawl. That's cool. What's going to happen? There's a match on right now. Oh, they put out to a live crowd. Never seen this before. Oh, if that happened during a match, they would sell it for an hour, but since it's a backstage brawl, they're just going to pop right back up and just stop. Just stop. And this ain't a TNA thing. This is just a pro wrestling thing. Stop with the backstage brawls. There should be a time limit. Backstage brawls, new rule, no longer than 3 minutes. No, that's not happening. No longer than 2 minutes. If you're a backstage brawl, any company in the world, including indie, and it's more than 2 minutes long, everyone's looking at their watch going, Jesus Christ, when is this over? All right, we get it. It's not going to be a winner, but, you know, brawl forever. Okay. Yeah, this is real. So, the brawls were a thing. Eric Young defeated MVP via disqualification. Kenny King attacked him after the bell. Kenny King. I thought this was a good storyline. It was just fast forward. I thought Kenny King being treated like shit was a bit off, and then Kenny King comes down, and you know he's like, being MVP, big gooch, you've all been tricked. And then Bobby Lashley comes down, and you're like, oh, Bobby Lashley's gonna make the save, and then he spears Eric Young. No one saves Eric Young. You know, they show these YouTube clips where Eric Young's like, I love everyone. I know the gate guy. I know the janitor. I know every wrestler. Everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. Oh, I'm getting my ass kicked. Not a soul around. But this was not bad. Just pacing. Pacing. Where WWE is in slow motion. Like, yeah. For some reason, Evolution and The Shield are still feuding. Kane and Daniel Bryan are feuding. That's WWE. And then you got TNA. It's like, okay, these guys don't like each other. Are you shocked? Are you shocked? And you're like, no, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Please slow this down. But besides the super speed, watching this storyline in super fast motion, enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We do have a problem with TNA and WWE copying each other, and fuck WWE, fuck TNA, fuck fans that are taking sides on this. The product is being fucking ruined because you fucking copy to a goddamn T each other. So now, anytime anything happens, you have started a fucking war between wrestling fans where you're like, they have 3 ropes. We have 3 ropes. You copied it. We have a faction of 3 guys. You have a faction of 3 guys. We copied. And you know what? Go fuck yourself. This is not the fans' fault. This is your fucking fault. You're both on national TV, and you don't have the pride enough to be like, you know what? That was on national TV. I'm not going to do that. And you know what? You started this. And you know what happens at the end of the day? TNA fans look like fucking morons because they're like, well, you copied our worst storyline ever. And WWE fans don't give you a fucking chance. And they're like, oh, fuck. It's just bad. It is just bad for pro wrestling. It is bad. Is this a little Daniel Bryan, Triple H-ish? Yeah, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And I just, WWE and TNA have to have enough pride, because you know they watch each other. They have to have enough pride to not copy each other. They just do. We made a rule, I made a rule, and hopefully it sticks. This is the rule. If there hasn't been a Spider-Man sequel or reboot since the storyline has been on national television, then you don't use it. Doesn't matter the company. If you're like, wow, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is awesome. All right, well, you're free. You're free to do whatever you want, as long as it's not been on national TV until Amazing Spider-Man 3. If there has been a Spider-Man movie in between the storyline, you're not allowed to copy it. That's the rule. You're not in the territories. This is not the age. You're not in the territories where you're like, I'm going to steal a line. You know, like example, Vendetta Pro is out in California, and they come up with an idea that's called ham cheese sandwich on a pole match. I'm like, nah, that's a good idea. And ACW out of Florida goes, you know what? I like that idea Vendetta's doing. I'm going to do it too. And they have a ham cheese pole sandwich. I'm okay with that. You know, you're in different territories. Not many people are going to know. I'm sure the promoters will get a little messy, but, you know, hey, it's not that bad. If you're like, hey, I'm going to steal this idea from Japan and call it the NWO, and everyone's going to be like, I'm so fucking original, but really I'm not, I'm okay with that. Because, you know, back then there wasn't the internet. You stole Japan's ideas. You came over and took it. And if you're like TNA and you're like, this is such an original idea, Jarrett. Where did you get it? And most people are like, he got it from Mexico. He got all his original ideas from Mexico. That I'm even okay with that. But if you're both on national television, stop stealing each other's ideas. Just stop. Besides how fast this was, it was like, you know, and I feel bad for the announcers because they have to act shocked. Like, Kenny King! Oh my God! Bobby Lashley! Oh my goodness! And the fans are like, what? What's going on? Oh my God! End of story. So WWE, speed it up. TNA, pump your brakes a little bit. I mean, the garbage shit you can get rid of, but this was good. You just gotta pump your brakes. And every fan that says, oh, they copied off them, I don't blame those fans. I blame the companies. You're gonna get that for the rest of your fucking lives now. And you can thank Big, and you can thank WWE. Big, you fucked up. You fucked up. You fucking basically stole line for line a storyline. Now, all you got is TNA fans defending it, saying, oh, you copied. So, like, this is a decent storyline. Bit fast, but now, all I see online are people saying, did they copy? They copied. Did they copy? Bro, that's on you, Big. That's on you. Alright, so, yeah, overall, I give it a loss, but it's improving for TNA. Samuel Shaw gets a visitor. I'm a big fan of Samuel Shaw just because he's on the Florida Indies. Gunner, I used to hate, but you know, it's fine. COVID secret handshakes, I have to root for him. But yeah, they showed little clips of Samuel Shaw, insane, and then Gunner comes to talk to him. Where is this going? I don't know. Does anyone give a shit? I just hope both these guys. One, because he's from Florida. He's from the Florida indie scenes. I hope Samuel Shaw gets past this and does something great. And for Gunner, because he's a former machine gunner. Can you believe that? 0331, bitch. Wonder if he had 50 cal 240 golf. Anyway, yeah, so we had the same jobs. You know, it's crazy that I'm this fat fucking internet nerd and had the same exact job as him. Life is funny. But yeah, so I root for Gunner, so hopefully he does good. I thought it's two guys you like in a really bad movie. You know, it's like Sylvester Stallone and I'm gonna get you, sucker. Or not, that's not it. I'm gonna throw my mom off the train. I don't even know if that movie was bad. Alright, moving on. But yeah, it's one of your favorite actors in a really bad movie. Or it's one of your favorite franchises being made by Michael Bay. That's what it is, yeah. You know, I love Transformers. Fuck you, Michael Bay. Don't fuck up Ninja Turtles, you fucking son of a bitch. I swear to Christ, I will fucking find you. I will find you, and I will break down and cry. I will emotionally fucking break down and cry and wipe my snots on your shirt while I lightly punch you in the chest going, why? Why do that to Leonardo? Fuck you, Michael Bay. And off topic. So there you go. Let's see if there's any live comments. We got a couple live viewers, so hopefully we got some live comments. Bam! Bam! Aaron Moore says, I asked this Thursday night during infantry chat. I'll ask it here, too. Go ahead. Yeah, we always chat during internet infantry times. I'll try to start doing Impact reviews a lot sooner. All right, here's this question. What will TNA have to do overall in order for New York to be a success? Dude, this is a great question. Thank you so much for giving it to me. They're going to have to sell out. No freebies. I mean, Ring of Honor sells out that arena all the time. They're going to have to sell out. They cannot paper that audience. And they have to not have any embarrassing storylines, and the in-ring work has to be amazing. TNA has to be what it was before Dixie Carter. And I don't know if they have that. I don't. I think Bully Ray will get over because of ECW. I don't think the storyline's going to get over. I don't think they're going to give a shit. Unless Dixie Carter goes through a table, Dixie Carter's appearance will be absolutely worthless. Let's see what else they have to do. They have to bring back the X Division. They have to be great. Those people in this arena, in a couple days, we're going to do a pay-per-view profits soon, they are going to see New Japan and Ring of Honor bust their fucking ass. And they don't have the roster to hang with that. They don't have the roster to hang with that. They can't be embarrassing, and it has to be good wrestling. They are trying to convince, and this is off internet reports, they're trying to convince Spike TV they could get the hardcore, passionate fans. Because that 1.0 is really getting pretty fucking boring right now for Spike TV. You know, a lot of people say it's the best rated show. It is the best rated show. Just a moment of silence. We used to have Raw, UFC, fucking Joe reality TV. Spike TV sucked. But yeah, it's sad as where Spike TV is going, if that is really the case. I think they need good matches, a lot of X Division stuff, a lot of fast pace, maybe a hardcore match, very little bad storylines. I think I'm 90% sure you put on the last 2 weeks Impacts. Well, American Wolves would be cheer, but you put on this week's Impacts. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I would be shocked. Either New York will sit on their hands or completely shit on it. And I'm very interested. But you have to go old school. You have to get talented people. They're going to be able to see Japanese legends and Japanese wrestling and Ring of Honor. WWE comes in town so often. TNA is definitely going into enemy territory. They are fucking going into enemy territory. They're going into the Ring of Honor, WWE country. They're going into some of the, people use the word IWC. People use the word smart, which I fucking hate those stupid words. It's just fucking people trying to fucking feel important about themselves. But with that said, they're going into smart country. They are going into the IWC's heart. They are going to where pure wrestling matters. And it's going to be scary. But to be successful, in my opinion, they can't give it. They have to sell it out. Like, if they can't sell it out by selling it, they fucking got to get homeless people. They need that fucking... The ballroom needs to be packed. Bottom line. But to be a success, selling those tickets would be amazing. I mean, if they do what they did down in Florida, that was fucking embarrassing. There are fat guys on the internet wearing Chris Hero hats and wearing ROD Jamal shirts with glasses and fat, ugly fucking neck and yellow teeth to help dream. That's embarrassing. Psst. Yeah, you didn't draw that many people in Miami. That's not good. They have to draw a crowd. They have to be paid, and they just have to stop the embarrassing stuff. A lot of this stuff has to end. I can't. You got to remember, WWE is the New York Yankees up there. WWE is everything up there. And then not only that, but they also have their own local hero. Like the WWE is like the Yankees, and Ring of Honor is like Don Mattingly. You are going into enemy territory. You have to do good. I mean, worst case scenario, I think the biggest failure for them is, it's obvious. The fans shit on it, they don't sell out the arena, and Spike TV doesn't renew. That's the worst case scenario for them. Worst case scenario for the fans is they put on this week's Impact, and New York fans just accept it, and they redo the deal. You know, like if they have put on a great show that's up there with Ring of Honor, New Japan, and they get rid of the embarrassing stuff, and they sign a new deal, and they're like, wow, that's the way we have to go. The best athletes are cheaper. They're still getting our 1.0. You know, we're different. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is Impact stays exactly the same. They keep their television deal. And people in New York are just like, it is what it is. But I don't see it happening that way. But yeah. All right, hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, selling tickets and having not an embarrassing show, I think, is the most important. Andy Paps from Win Lost Tigre says, lost. Nothing on Impact kept me interested, and I've been to 3 live events of TNA in Brooklyn, and they drew pretty decent crowds. Oh, so that's important. Yeah, so having decent crowds. I know, like, I seen a couple house shows in the early days of TNA, but back then, early days of TNA was good wrestling. So, but yeah, that's good. They draw a crowd, so hopefully they keep it. I'm glad to be one of the 4 fans watching this. No problem. TNA is going the way of the Dodo Bird and the Whig politician party, extinct that is. All right. Dave Kokotis likes to dress as Sailor Moon and hang out in cosplay bars under the name Akiko and drink beer with Japanese business and escorts. Thug to love hotels. Well, everyone needs a job, but that's boo-boo. He's just busting my balls here. Bully Ray in the D Club, boy of TNA. Yeah, he's definitely. I don't know if it's a D Club. He's just the ultimate ass-kissing politician guy. He should ride with that. All right, 2 more messages. Bam. Dave, you've been talking for more than half an hour, but you didn't say anything yet. Well, go fuck yourself, boo-boo. How about that, you fucking huge nozzle? I could see Tina hiring some washed-up ex-WWE guys to make surprise appearances for a cheap pop. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Unless they can wrestle. I don't give a shit where these wrestlers come from as long as they can wrestle. Who can they bring? I don't think they can bring Matt Hardy. Who can they fucking bring? Maybe former ECW guys. Maybe Rhino. But who knows? In New York. Yeah, so, bam. All right. Well, Boom Boom's a little sad because I'm doing a show without him, so he's getting all fucking trolly-like. So let me close this off. Let's end this. Please put in the comments win, loss, or tie. Please go to Kocosports.com. We will be back in a couple minutes, maybe an hour, to do pay-per-view profits about New Japan. And hopefully we'll be a little more uptight. Or not uptight. Well, Boom will definitely be uptight. Hopefully we'll be more loosey-goosey and have some fun with it. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, so Kocosports.com. Go there, buy the shirts, flick around. You need some printing, print it up. Kocosports.com is the home for combat sports. It's where the world comes to kick ass, and it's where it's okay to be a passionate fan. We'll be back within the next hour-ish, and with that, I am over.